Hi everybody, we're back. One more point that we wanted to discuss this week's Parsha before going to Shabbat. At the end of the Parsha, we see that Moshe Rabbeinu, when he wants to make the water basin for the Mishkan, where the Kohanim would wash their hands and feet before they do the work in the Mishkan, so Moshe Rabbeinu asks what material you should be using. So Hashem told him to take the mirrors of the righteous woman that they're bringing, to take the mirrors and make the water basin. So Moshe Rabbeinu was very puzzled. He's like, but I don't understand why we should use the mirrors. These mirrors are used usually for women to check their beauty. Maybe it's not such a good idea to use it for a place holy as the Mishkan, where the Kohanim are washing their hands and feet before they go and do their holy work. So Hashem says a very surprising answer. He says, take these mirrors from these women because these are the dearest to me. And Rashi explains why. Explains that when we were in Egypt, after all the hard work, it used to be, 20-hour hard work days. The men were very, very tired. It was heartbreaking, back-breaking work that they used to do, and they had no energy left to procreate for the next generation, to have kids. So what would the woman do? After the whole day of work, that the women also they were tired, but they didn't give up. They made whatever food they could. They went out to the fields and they gave the food to their husbands, and they brought out the mirrors and they showed the mirrors and they told the husbands, look at me and look at you, who looks better? And in this way they brought up their emotions, and that way they could have relationships and have kids. So Hashem is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, if it wasn't for these mirrors, and if it wasn't for this righteous woman that has such good intentions, the whole generation that came out of Egypt would not be. So these mirrors are very, very important to me. And because of these mirrors, the Kohanim are going to be using them to wash their hands and feet, and they're going to have Birkat Kohanim, which brings Shalom. And also for the Sotah ceremony, that if a husband brings a woman to the Beit HaMikdash, they use these waters from this water basin in order to bring peace between a husband and wife. So if we see from over here, something that could be used in a good way, mirrors, to put perfume on, put a makeup on, it could be used in a good way or in a bad way. And because this woman, this righteous woman, used it in a good way, that gave us the survival of the Jewish people. You see from this how much important it is. Anything in the world could be used for the good or for the better, if you know what I mean. If you use a mirror, like the woman did, in order to arouse our husbands to be with them, in order to have kids to serve the Torah, through the Torah to serve Hashem, then it's a very good thing, and Hashem, that's the dearest of all to Hashem. But if, God forbid, if you use something like a mirror to attract attention, not to the husbands, but through other things and other means, which I don't have to go into details over here, then that could become destruction. So it all depends on what we use it for. And Baruch Hashem, like Chazal tell us, like our sages tell us, that we were zocher, we had the merit to come out of Egypt because of the righteous woman that used the mirrors in a good way to procreate and bring these kids so we could come out of Egypt and for the right things, and the salvation came through them. So too the salvation in our generation will come through being snewed of the woman in our generation, using the good things, using the things in a good way, both for men and women, but especially women. You see the power that they had, what they chose to do with it, and then we have to use these powers again in our generation to bring holiness to the Jewish people. And this way we'll be zocher to the building of the Beit HaMikdash with Mashiach Tzidkenu, Amen. B'ezrat Hashem, continue to give us your feedbacks in the YouTube page, and any feedback is welcome, like you have done in the past. And B'ezrat Hashem, shall have a great Shabbat, and with the speeding redemption in our days, Amen.